time. It's Tech Africa, and we're going to continue on that path and on that journey. We're discussing all things tech this morning. Everything that you can think of. That's why I always say when someone says, but what is Tech Africa about? I'm like, you can't really pinpoint and put it on one thing. AI is everywhere. It's the air we breathe. Really, just depending what's hot and happening at the time, you can find the relevant conversations right here. And we'd like to hear from you. What kind of conversation would you like us to engage in? +2763 406 9126. You can get hold of us right there. You can send us a text. You can call, you can share your thoughts, or maybe you want clarity on something. So we're not very strict on what we would like to focus on. It's really just the conversation that builds and shapes us. And we're going to get straight into that conversation now with SA Venture Builder. The mission is to impact 1 million founders. Now, over the past 10 years, Alex de Bruyn has launched and scaled several transformative ventures, all with the purpose of solving real business problems, and most notably, South African blockchain and digital asset company, DOSH-X. His most recent undertaking is the Let's Create, which is a venture builder that partners with enterprises to develop high-growth B2B as well as AAS platform that solve challenges by helping companies streamline operations, scale faster, and unlock new revenue opportunities by building technology tailored to their needs. Now, Alex and the team at Let's Create approach draws on lean startup methodologies and design thinking and agile principles to build scalable cloud-based solutions that both streamline operations and drive efficiency. Good morning, and thank you so much for chatting to us this morning on Tech Africa.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, I could be having a deja vu. I feel like we've spoken before. I could be wrong. Have we?
I'm not sure, but it could be for sure. I wouldn't pass that.
I'm a deja vu girl. So sometimes I sit with producer. I'm like, no, this. Are you sure? But I'm like, hey, this time I could be wrong. Let me just check in with Alex to find out. Okay, let's get back into the business of things. You've launched and also scaled several transformative ventures over the past 10 years, Alex. And can you walk us through one or two of the biggest real business problems that you have been able to solve beyond DOSH-X?
Yeah, sure. So our flagship product that we've built is a product called Let's Trade. It's a digital commerce automation platform, and where it started was with the event of COVID and the rise of on-demand commerce. The tier 2 retailers were really struggling to compete with the likes of Checkers, and we built a product that specifically helped them to get the orders to the right stores at the right time and then back to the customers. So that's managed probably around 1,000 stores nationwide. It's in 3 different countries. We manage about 1 million transactions a month. So that's our flagship product. That's given us the basis to really build more products off the back of that. One most notably now is a platform called Let's Achieve, which is starting to revolutionize the way we do loyalty. So if we're used to the buy 9 get the 10th coffee free, we've partnered with a game designer out of Montreal, Canada, game design principles that revolutionize the online gaming space to retail. And those are the two that's most notable. There's many more that we've kind of got in the pipeline, but those are the two that we've launched most successfully.
Oh, okay. I mean, I want to find out more about that. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, sure. So Let's Achieve is a platform. So let me explain. There was a piece of technology built called PlayFab, which took the online gaming space into a $230 billion industry. And what that does. So loyalty is moving where people are more demanding of very hyper-personalized game experiences that are very tailored to what their needs are and their behaviors are. The experience, as you know, if you've got kids and you've ever played Roblox or Minecraft or anything like that, it's the most addictive industry in the world. And the principles is that a game never ends. You can go play Mario Brothers 100 times, and you always want to do the side quest quicker, and you've missed this stage, and you want to get up the flag quicker, and how do they do that? So the basis of that is we build a game design framework, which is based on what we call the Octalysis framework. It takes 8 core drives of a human's mind and gets them to behave in a certain way. So our most recognized version of that is Discovery Vitality. They do it exceptionally well.
Yeah.
We've taken those same principles and then allow the design of the psychology of a user to be able to build behavior-based game progression into their environment. Now, once you've got the design of that, the mechanics of those mechanisms need to happen. Is how do you present the user with a challenge? How do you reward them well? How do you understand their behaviors to segment them into a known segment so that you can present exactly what they need when, so that you keep them engaged throughout the sales cycle or the engagement cycle. That platform was Let's Achieve. It's a partnership between us and a company in Montreal, Canada called Allison Smith. And it's really changing the way we look at loyalty, from just being an intrinsic or extrinsic motivator, so giving discounts and points and vouchers, to really start dragging in intrinsic motivators of status and badges and community, to really start bringing your customers with you on this journey.
Oh, okay, all right. That's quite fascinating, man. I noticed that, man, the games have really, really changed. Like there's this sense of realism in them, that you automatically adopt them. Not to be addicted per se, but you see yourself in there. So I mean, the whole approach that you have taken there with this new way of approaching games is quite interesting, and it just goes to show that there are many levels, and also connectivity from the gaming to the retail. Quite fascinating, I must say. What would you say then would be a specific criteria that you use to identify a problem worthy of a new SaaS venture?
Sure. So maybe just take a step back of exactly what we do. So we're a venture builder that specializes in B2B SaaS platforms. And what that means is we want to build platforms that get paid per use. So either a monthly subscription or a transactional subscription. And the reason we focus on that is that there has to be a direct value correlation between what the problem it's solving and what our clients pay for it. And we believe that's the best exchange of value. We then make the investments in the platform and we scale over time. So we take away the need for large enterprises to have to invest heavily into technology in not understanding what the problem is or how to solve it, etc. We take that away and we invest in solving the problem in exchange for a per use basis of the technology. So a couple of criteria that we look at is, as I mentioned, we specialize in B2B. So we specialize in building technology for enterprise. It's a lot. Many of my business partners come from enterprise, so it's a lot easier for us to leverage our networks to get scale. So the distribution problem becomes taken away. The B2C space, I've lost too much in that space to go into it again. And just the difference between B2B and B2C. So B2B is us selling to another business, so us selling to the likes of a cash build. We give them the tools to use and service their business, versus a B2C is an Uber, where they're trying to get the end customer onto their platform. So a couple of the parts that we look at is we must at least have 3 independent clients willing to pay for the problem. Otherwise, we end up just building custom software for a very low return on a single client. It must be globally scalable. So we try to stay away from or sectors or problems that are very regional in its applicability or regulation around that. So for example, payments is you have to be regulated locally. It's very difficult to scale globally and very costly. So we tend to stay away with that and rather partner with a payments business, versus a game tool or an e-commerce tool or a procurement tool that we can take to the other countries that we're in. We're currently in the UK, we're in Australia, hopefully entering the US pretty soon. So we always want to solve problems that we can take that across border and find entrepreneurs that can solve that with us. So a big thing for us is we don't want to solve all the problems ourselves. there's a lot of smart people out there. There's a lot of people that have great ideas and great solutions, and we want to create the basis that they can join us, and we create the foundation that they can come with us on this journey.
So, Alex, what would you say were some of the biggest challenges that you faced in launching and, of course, scaling a company in such a developing and rapidly evolving industry in South Africa?
Yeah, so I think in my early days, the biggest challenge we talk about is the need to get capital, and especially in the tech space, you have this illusion that you need to raise money to be able to do that. That doesn't really exist in South Africa. It's a lot harder to raise money. It's the reason we had to change into chasing revenue over raising funds. So all of the ventures we build are what we call bootstrapped, is that they fund out of revenue. So that was probably the biggest realization that we made in the beginning. And the second biggest challenge was understanding that you're not the smartest. Like, the market will tell you very quickly that your ideas don't mean much unless someone's willing to pay for it. And that I had to learn the hard way. And it's something that I tell a lot of founders is, just be prepared to be wrong. Like, listen to the markets. And it's the... I mean, we obviously, we're involved in a lot of global ventures and a lot of global expansion, and I still believe the opportunities in SA and Africa for that is so massive, because we are far enough behind that we can see what the international markets are doing, but we're close enough that that we can apply it quite quickly. And then the extended part of that is that we've got such unique problems to solve in South Africa, and we've got very unique circumstances in terms of commercial pressure, locality, etc., which actually hardens our technology and applications globally, which then puts us in a better stance to be able to service global markets.
I just want to rewind a little bit and talk about why it's difficult to get cash injection into ideas. You can share your own experiences, but I'm sure a lot of people ask you questions. Why is it difficult to get my business funded, or, I've been rejected? Just share your expertise on that.
Yeah, it in South Africa specifically, it's always been difficult. It's becoming more and more difficult. And the reason being is that the risks are just so big, right? Like, the VCs that are there, the risk that they're taking has to make that return. So you become unknown for global VCs to be able to actually take that risk. And the reality is that you don't actually need that anymore, because it's becoming easier and easier to build technology. And as long as you can solve a problem that someone's willing to pay for, you can use revenue to build that out. So the need for that capital injection isn't there anymore. I say that cautiously. It depends on which sector you're in. Not all sectors, not all industries, you can just bootstrap and do it out of revenue. But it should definitely change. And a lot of times, even those that get funded, they don't necessarily understand the mechanism of funding. And then they eventually just end up working for a VC that once they exit, they end up with nothing. And that we've seen that happen a lot, which we think is wrong. The founders, they put their blood and sweat and tears into the thing that they're building. At the end of the day, it's the VCs that walk away with that. So for me, the part that's really struggling that I advise or give founders is not necessarily the funding route, because everyone focuses on the funding, but it's actually the distribution. It's just focus on getting attention and getting sales to drive it out, and that's where the focus must be. That's the more challenging part. Like, if you can focus on there, it's more sustainable, and that's where we advise all of them to focus on.
Quite interesting. I think these are the conversations that must be prioritized at these tech seminars or Africa Tech Week, because everybody goes there with a dream and a hope of funding, making a connection to get funding or making really meaningful connections. But I think these are like real world conversations of someone who's experienced, that I feel for events like that should be spoken about more, so that innovators, they approach it with a realistic perspective and open mind of what other opportunities are there. But I just want to lastly touch on some of the key lessons. We've already spoken about your journey a little bit and your view on funding, but what are some of the key lessons that you also have walked away with from companies such as DoshX that you have directly applied to what you are doing right now? You spoke about Let's Create a bit earlier on as well.
Yeah, some of the key lessons that we speak a lot is, one is it doesn't happen overnight. Like, it takes a hell of a long time to build a sustainable business. And you've got to arrive every single day and start taking action. Like, it's a non-negotiable. You have to, every single day, you have to think, how do I move this vision of mine one step ahead? And the other lesson that I would tell most founders is start getting the basics right from a business perspective while you're still small. It's make sure that you've got your business principles in place, your processes in place, so that when the scale comes, you're not scrambling to figure that out, and it becomes a distraction of all the other problems that will come with scale. Every phase of a business has different challenges, different pain points, and they become very real and they become very big. And if you don't have the foundations in place, it just makes those more difficult. So that's probably the biggest lesson that I've learned over time, is make sure you do the basics right all the time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for chatting to us this morning. Where can we find you? Are you on LinkedIn?
I am on LinkedIn. Follow me on LinkedIn. That's probably where I'm most active. And we share a lot of content and a lot of stuff that founders can use and follow. We want to push the industry forward.
On LinkedIn as
Alex de Bruyn.
All right. Thank you once again for talking to us this morning on Tech Africa. Have a fantastic Sunday going forward.
Thanks, Puleng. Thanks so much.
Thank you. It's 10:31 Central African Time. That's Alex de Bruyn this morning. If you didn't hear, hi, I feel sorry for you, but it's okay. I mean, all thanks to technology, you can catch up on that interview. We'll clip it and leave it on our YouTube page so you can watch it as many times as you need and share it with other founders as well who could benefit from this. It is the real world, so you're going to have to have real world expectations and real world experience and real world advice if you're going to see your innovation kick off from just the concept to being something that is real. And it's all experience. All of it is experience, good or bad. And if it's mostly bad, it's still fine. It's experience. It doesn't mean you're bad at it. As you can hear Alex talking about some of the mistakes that he has made and the lessons that came out of that. So go on. You don't have a reason now anymore not to proceed with your invention. Don't be scared, guys, and don't judge yourself. I know there's a lot of imposter syndrome also that goes into being a founder of something. It's normal. Don't worry about it. It's normal. You are having your experience in normal founder feelings and thoughts. So don't stop. Keep going. That was my guest, Alex de Bruyn, founder and CEO of Let's Create. It's Tech Africa. We are on social media at Channel Africa 1. You'll find us there as well, or on our YouTube channel. It's Channel Africa. Remember, you can stream us on the SABC Plus app, and then you'll also find us on the DSTV channel 802 on the bouquet side of things, and on OpenView as well. We are channel 628.